What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another update on the Planet Reef rack/system. Today we're going to go over some changes that I've done to the system since the last update, and to kind of get a general update on some of the livestock in the tank. Let's start off the middle rack here. As you can see, the anemones in the tank has been spreading and growing fairly well. We had 3 for a very long time, but now we have 4 distinct anemones, and then there is a 5th one that is in the back of this rock that you guys can't see. And of course also the other anemone that I put in the 54-gallon tank. So it's been splitting fairly frequently or fairly well for me so far. And the only other coral I really have in here are the mushrooms, and the mushrooms are doing okay. It seems like every so often we'll have a nice bloom of mushrooms, and then some weeks we don't really have that much growth. Alright, so let's talk about the changes I did to the system. I made new covers for the middle rack portion here. I'm gonna slide this aside here. So it's more of this straight double paneled cover here. The reason why I went with this is because we were having a lot of salt deposits back here that would kind of go in the back and just kind of like fall over. You can kind of see it along here out of the whole tank. And I had basically this rack or this cover that was sitting in the middle before. And with this, you know, it works fine, but the thing is, you know, there's a lot of gaps, a lot of holes, right? So with this dispense, with this way that the water is coming out, there's a lot of splashback. So a lot of the splashback was kind of getting kicked back up along here, and then it'll cause, you know, the salt deposits, and then it'll kind of kick back. So I made this because I had, you know, an extra sheet lying around. It's not like a perfect cut or anything like that. Like I have like some gaps here, and really this could be adjusted by just moving this light slightly over, but this light right now is just stuck in place, and it's really hard to like unscrew. Same thing across over here, right? It's not completely flush, but you know, it's easy for me because I can kind of use this and lift it up to feed it. So I cut this down in the middle here so that we can quickly take out one of the panels if needed, right? To feed them or just to grab something as needed. So yeah, so that's what I went with. It's been working really great right now so far. You know, all the water condensation has just been getting kicked back straight back into the tank aquarium instead of getting deposited outside of the tank. And if you guys were wondering how I did these cuts, I just used a table saw and just, you know, drew lines and just cut them down. And it just takes some time. For this, I just had like an inch hole saw. And then I just drilled those pretty much. I marked them and then just drilled them. So that's how I got those holes, and the straight cuts were just, you know, a table saw. So nothing fancy. It's just kind of tools I had laying around to do the cuts. Alright, moving up top here, this is the original clownfish pair that I started with when I got into the saltwater hobby. This is the original 2 pair that's still alive. They're chilling. They're in this tank that's just housing macroalgae. So what I'll do is I'll just take some of this every week, 2 weeks, depending on how fast it grows. Feed it to the tank over here, feed it to the tank down here, and also feed it to the tank that's outside. So really not much going on here other than, you know, the clownfish is doing their thing. They haven't, you know, laid any eggs or done any breeding recently. They've just kind of been chilling for a little bit, so they're just relaxing. Over here we have the crab. The crab is just chilling. Ever since I moved him in here, he just kind of picks that spot and just chill. The clownfish, it's just chilling back there. The tank here, I'm going to try to move him back into the 54-gallon with the other tangs just to see how he does. He was a bully before, and that's why he's in here temporary. I'm trying to figure out what to do with him until we can get, you know, a larger tank to house all of them, and that way they can kind of swim around and not be harassed. But yeah, definitely he was harassing the other ones, so I don't want that to happen. If that's the case, he'll just have to be here, you know, until we figure out what's going on, or we could just put him down here and move the yellow one up there, because I know that he's just going to pick on the yellow one, so we'll see. But he seems pretty happy up here. He just kind of like runs around, hangs out with the clownfish. But yeah, we'll figure him out. Then over here, I do have another anemone split, which is the Mak Infernos. So originally I had 2, and then I sold one, and then that one split into 2 more, so now I have 3. I have that little one down here, this middle one, or medium one, and a very small one across. So we'll need to try to figure out how to get rid of these guys, so that we can just keep Sunbursts. But you know, these guys are still doing pretty well, so we'll work on that. And then down here is the macroalgae tons of shade oil that's growing. I do need to thin it out, probably half of it or something like that. So that's posted on the website. If you guys are interested in some shade oil, we'll need to clean that out a little bit. So yeah, that's the update for the week. We did just minor tweaks on the system. I'm not looking to do anything crazy or add anything crazy to this tank, just because, you know, in the future I already kind of want to upgrade to, you know, a different tank. So I don't want to invest too much into this system, knowing that it's probably going to be torn down. So I just did, you know, minor things just to kind of help improve, you know, with the water evaporation, with the salt that's kind of just getting kicked back there. So just very minor things just to improve everything. But yeah, so we'll kind of just keep this thing, you know, rolling, and hopefully we'll have more anemones that split, and as you know they split, we'll document them and show you guys what is going on with the tank. Alright guys, and that's the update for the week. If you guys aren't subscribed yet, make sure you guys are subscribed, and like always, next one guys, peace.